Hello, welcome to Lime War. Today we're watching a 7-player free-for-all in which I hosted. I might do this regularly, I don't know, as like an extra thing. However, free-for-alls was something I didn't consider when I was making my new style of editing. Okay, so we're starting with me because I was the host, so I was player 1. And I'm starting in the top right corner because I didn't really have too many options and I thought this was the safest location. I took the energy in the ocean, well, the water up there, because I thought that no one would take it. That's also why I claimed the other territory there, because I thought it'd just be extra income on a game where there's lots of people. Probably would benefit me over time. Over in the top left corner of the map, though, we have Not Human, who's going for a bit of eco and some air units, taking the energy in the mountains and is going to spread out. I think he's got a very good advantage here. He's got a city available very safe to him, and another city available to him there. As for Fine Stormer, he's pretty much in the centre of the map, which is usually good in a 1v1, because you can sort of block off other players. However, already you can see he's encountered the AI down there. But he's going for a bit of eco, and a fair amount of production with an airfield, but unfortunately I don't really see much options for energy. Now, this is Jan Goat, who unfortunately didn't have many options to start, and this was the place where he actually had the ability to pick more than just a few territories. So he's just going to acquire the other locations. It took him a little while to get started, but he's gone for energy first, which means he used his pre-construction on it, so he's going to be a little behind. He probably should have done the pre-construction on the production and got the energy going a bit later. He's getting an airfield and a bit of production. It's not a bad position. He gets the ability to push through a choke point going all the way around here. But unfortunately, there isn't much energy, so he is going to be running off a power plant. As for Super Crumpets, he's crossed the waters over here and he's taken up 2 separate locations. Fortunately for him, both should be easy enough for him to hold in the choke point. It took him a little while to start producing units. He was probably a bit confused on which place he should focus on, but he's gone for the south area and he's found Player 7 down there. Player 7, who I'm going to call Anna, because I know what they were trying to do, we're going to call him Anna El General. He's starting down here. He didn't have that many options at all and was forced to choose this location pretty much. And unfortunately for him, he's already encountered another player. He's getting a navy set up and he's got 2 energy wells in the waters there if he wants it, which are going to probably be a little bit safer. And he's starting to build his production behind that mountain, which is a good place to build that, especially if he's under threat. At this point, he starts to dig in and he does have another plan in mind to escape. He's going to get a transport boat and he's crossing the waters there, which will give him a few more options later on. As for our last player, this is just simply the AI. So I guess it's a 6-player free-for-all with an AI added in. And the AI very literally started in the centre, and already can see a Firestormer there, but literally is deciding not to respond. Sending some units up in the north, some to claim that territory in the middle, and most of them to expand south. He's getting an airfield, 2 barracks, and he's saving the cash for later, I think. And there's a factory there actually, and also he does have access to energy there, but he needs to defend it very soon. And that production is what he plans to do with it. He's also getting tanks. But with all of those introductions aside, let's get into the video. You can now see without the fog of war, and we can see that the engagement is about to happen here potentially. We've got some commandos in play in the centre of the map from Fine Stormer. I'm moving some units in from that section, just pretty much expanding to be fair. Yellow, I'm just going to go by colours I think. So we've got yellow pushing red up towards this section. Red's bringing their units together, calling in a helicopter into that section to help. The AI is pushing into this section, which means red is actually confronting 2 different players right now. And I am going to so get confused between these 2 colours, pink and purple, are now also going to be pushing up. So although Not Human seems to have a good advantage in their location, they will be struggling. But let's have a look down here. So Cayenne over here is going to be pushing around this way. And green is unfortunately stuck in this location right here, but is actually able to get out. And currently has pushed out further than Super Crumpets over there. Most of the engagements, I'm guessing, is going to be in with Not Human right now. We've got a dug-in section in the mountains here, but it looks like Not Human's doing the same thing and bringing in some units into there to dig in as well, but didn't realise. Though he's got some units around, he could push around that side now. Yellow has his own helicopters in the field, and he's holding some units into this section here. instead of pushing them forward. I think he's just trying to explore with the commandos he's got there. Up here, the helicopter was called in. I'm not sure if that was doing too much or whether I've got any anti-air. I don't think I have any anti-air yet. Oh yes, I do. I used interceptors this time because of the... I wanted to keep as much artillery as I could on the ground, and I needed commandos to be put around, so that's what I wanted to do. I've got some commandos in the south part there. I've also got this island over here for energy. Down in this section, the AI is expanding pretty much freely at this point, and will eventually encounter players on either side. Green's managed to try and get hold of this choke point here, and is going to try and box Crumpets into this region. But Crumpets does have this area over here, which is protected by SAM units. And unfortunately, I think they've lost most of their units in this section right now, and they're trying to put more SAM in the mountains. Over in this section, it looks like most of my infantry, there was a little engagement here, had been killed. Got an artillery vehicle there at the moment. And my commandos are once again off. And where are they going? They're coming down here. I've got commandos moving in on Jan down here. The strikers are out searching for me right now, and the commandos are reaching that airfield. I don't know if I take that out. Honestly can't remember, but the strikers find me. I think it's because I'm close to the airfield, it's got more vision. And I think my commando's going to go down there. We're still firing. We'll come back to that. Over in this section, we've got a barracks being set up, and he's put defences on the left, and he's about to have to put defences on the right, and doesn't have the ability to do so. Does that commando go down? Yes, he does. Unfortunately. Up in the north, we had commandos coming in up around here. It doesn't look like they managed to do anything. Actually, they've got a commando still stuck over there, and this territory hasn't been claimed because of it. Now, I drop commandos in right on top. I've got the town here. I've got the commandos moved in from the south here as well. So we've got two groups of commandos joining together. And they're going for the airfield over here right now. Helicopters being called back to try and help take these guys out. They do manage to take out the airfield. I'm not sure what their next target's going to be, but it looks like the AI is on the attack as well. This is pretty unfortunate for Find over here. He gets attacked on both fronts. I'm digging in the forest. He's bringing units in. And I realised that he's got a bonus here because most of his are infantry, so I had to try and dig in with something. I was probably a bit late doing it. Not Human is building up a force of helicopters, and I don't know how much energy they've got. I think they've only just got one so far, but they plan to get another soon. They will be able to move around a lot of helicopters. Down here, Green somehow managed to keep the barracks alive, but it's being pressured from the other side, and we just witnessed it die as I say it's alive. But Crumpets is pushing down against Green here. And Green is still trying to get units outside. He's got this little hold over here, but I don't think he's going to be able to hold this area for too much longer. And we've got submarines coming out from Cayenne here, and they're just moved here. I think he's forgot about them. It looks like a commando was attacking this area and wasn't able to quite destroy that power plant. But we have more commandos being produced over there right now. And Not Human's probably feeling a bit trapped, so he's ecoing up. He does have the ability to build the city, but he hasn't done it. Actually, he doesn't. I think he's missing something. 1, 2, 3, 4 wires. No, he's got the things for it. It's this one he can't build because of this. Down in this section, he's just trying to hold off the AI's approaches, but the AI is also distracted and moving up towards this section. He's got a risky war factory there, the AI. Commandos are pushing in towards Find over here. At the same time, artillery is being pushed through the forest and is encountering the dug-in section over here. Most of it is infantry, so the artillery are doing a decent job at it. But these infantry are coming over to this section here, and the energy well, I didn't actually build a second energy well by the looks of it. Just have a quick look elsewhere. The AI is being pressured in the south by Jan over here. He's getting attacked by air, and it doesn't look like he's got any anti-air, so he's going to struggle defending against that. Unless he decides to switch up, which it doesn't look like he plans to. And he's left a few units just stuck here, but he's going for that energy well. Up in this section, I've got my units coming into the section over here. My striker comes in and pretty much instantly dies. Got some hidden SAM units in the forest that I didn't see. It looks like Not Human is able to push back against the AI at least a little bit, at least defend against them. But the AI is still going to try and advance with that small force that he's got there. Down in the south, Jan's main section has been destroyed over here, but he's got a few more units being brought in. I'm assuming it was those strikers that did most damage, but I think they were just up here a second ago. My commandos are in the middle of the base again, and they're going to take out a barracks and a town, hopefully, just as it gets built. Either way, I've got a tank two tanks pushing through, trying to take out a couple of structures there as my artillery follow behind. So the helicopters are finishing off find over in this section here. And I got my commandos moving in over that section as I just about spot this happening. He managed to take over this tiny island. And there's me saying I don't think any units will be taking this area, but apparently someone was quite interested in the island up there too. There we go, got another energy well there for Not Human. That's probably been there a little while. He's got a bit of a navy coming through, and he's able to try and push back. I mean, he must have missed this because it's on the mountain, so it would have been stealthed. But it's possible he could have seen it. I'm not 100% sure. Green has been pushed away from this section and is now solely focused in this area, which means Super Crumpets is also going to be pushing through this side. So he could just wait it out and see what happens. There's a lot of engagements in the south right now. Trying to miss what goes on everywhere. The AI is focusing their air units in the north. I've got my main force coming through. I've cleared out Yellow, but Yellow is still playing. He's up here. And my commandos are taking out some structures over there in the north. Not Human does have a large air force, and I have no anti-air. I am starting to build some and pushing them forward, but I haven't got them there yet. Green is feeling a bit pressured by AI down here at the minute, and the AI is sending in like a force of units just right in the middle of all this. But at the same time, the AI is trying to push back Cyan, and for some reason trying to be aggressive towards Red. I can see that Red's actually pushing down, so to be fair, I understand the aggression now, but you know, you keep attacking someone, they attack back. Now I'm trying to bring my units in this way, and as I do, we get swarmed by a ton of helicopters that I am very ill prepared for. So I do try to retreat and get them back to some form of safety. But yeah, they do a fair amount of damage over there. Super Crumpets is pushing most of their units. They're trying to stick to the coast over here. I don't think he wants to engage with Green. But the AI's got his helicopters, and they're just going to shoot over the defences, try and take out the structure as they do. It does go down. Those helicopters were successful. Those submarines are not going anywhere. They've just built them and just left them in this corner. He's got a couple more going out though. And I think they're just claiming some territories as they go, but I don't think he's too worried about keeping it. I just think he wants to keep his structure. Maybe see anything coming in, because I did try and get him with a couple of commandos. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like things are going Green's way, but at least Super Crumpets is going around him, not trying to just constantly be aggressive towards him. Red is pushing into the south, and as they do, they're going to the right towards me. They've got a force coming in this way, and through these points here as well, and those helicopters are still remaining to be a big threat. And I see no other option but to build a rocket for some reason. Who knows, maybe I get to fire it. I think I had an issue with that actually. We'll have to keep an eye on my energy levels, because I'm pretty sure I thought I had enough to do it. And I was a bit confused, but we'll see. Cayenne's got their air units involved now, and they're trying to keep a defense over here, because there isn't actually much in the way of a ground defense here, and there's a tank moving in as well, which will probably get torn out by those strikers pretty easily. But at the same time, we have an air force being brought in by the AI to try and take out those air units, but unfortunately those artillery have been moving down, and Not Human has got a small force here focusing towards the AI as he brings a lot of the units around here, and I focus on defending my nuke. But I do have a lot more SAM units now, so I'm ready for those helicopters if they decide to attack me again. Got a fair stream of them coming in. Trying to make sure I don't miss anything else going on in the game. There you go. So Cayenne's managing to get a few units around and through the gaps now with the support of these strikers. And being backed up by the SAM behind, it stops any air units coming in and doing any damage to both land or air units. Got a bit of a face-off going on here. We've got high defense here, and we've got the presence being built up by red. The helicopters are trying to sneak in around the section here, just keeping this area clean and making sure that I'm not bringing any units around. And he brings them right into this section. They all clump up, and I can't even tell how many are there. But my SAM units do start showing that they are ready for those helicopters. I am not going to make the same mistake twice in this game. The AI has realised that a lot of enemies are going on, or a lot of battles or engagements going on in the south here, and pretty much has decided to set up a defence here, and instead of sticking to that, they're pushing through. I mean, they're being attacked by red over here, which probably could require some attention, but they're not deciding to. They think it's better to walk into this defensive line instead. And kind of setting up another defence here. They're sort of getting their lines set up, their front lines. So I don't want his units to build up enough, and I think I managed, because these SAMs are here, I managed to try and sneak in. There's a lot of helicopters over here. I'm trying to move my SAMs to take them off while they're on the ground. Pick them off while they're in the ground. As you can see, they're moving now. And I tried to go around, do like a bit of a flank against these units here. Unfortunately, Not Human was aware of what I was trying to do, and he takes his helicopters elsewhere. He realises that his helicopters are not going to get through those SAMs, and instead decides to direct down there. And also, I would like to point out that yellow is still in the game. He's just gone up into this section instead now. And he's also taken out my energy. And red's now got a city over here, and has another one available to him if he wants to build that. Super Crumpets is doing pretty good for himself. He's got Navy coming in towards here. He's going to end up engaging with Cayenne over in this section. But we do have a sufficient air force that could assist there if needed. Red in the centre is using their SAMs on the front line to attack this airfield, which normally I'd disagree with, but it's an airfield. As soon as they take off to defend themselves, they're going to get taken out. And I think the AI was seriously threatened by this one submarine. They built quite the defence there. And Red's bringing in the helicopters right into the back of these units here, so that defence is not going to help them. And I think the AI only has this section left, really, in this structure here. Now, I was able to defend somewhat against Not Human down in this section here. I've got helicopters being moved in as well, and he doesn't have that much anti-air in position right now. They're a bit behind. But I've lost most of my ground forces in this section. I've got a lot of SAM left though. Both Super Crumpets and Green over here are facing off a little bit. Super Crumpets kind of wants to get out of that choke point. Does have an option over here if he wants to. Now I wanted to protect my rocket so that I could launch it at some point. So to do so, I sacrificed my SAM units, as I hadn't seen the helicopters for a while. And I thought this would at least save me time for this rocket to be built and for me to fire it. And according to the game, you only need 40 to fire a rocket. But it wasn't letting me do it. I'm not sure why. I think it's actually 50 that it requires. And I just needed to pay attention more. But either way, I don't think a rocket would have helped anyway. I didn't have enough of a force in this section, and I kind of needed to go somewhere. So I had to leave a little early. I would have fought, but I would have lost. Just pointing that out. But I think I leave soon. Down in this section though, Green's been in a really tough situation for this entire game. I'm really glad they stayed for as long as they did. I'm not sure how long they plan to stay. They're building a rocket. They're in it for the long run. But Cayenne's moving quite a large force down here. And they're going to plow straight through Green's defences in this section here. There you go, I've left the game now, so Red has the ability to take over this territory over here. But don't forget, he's not going to find this area so easy. They have been fortifying this island for quite a while now. And they've also got commandos. They've dropped some commandos in over here as soon as they found out that I'd lost or I'd left the game. There's quite a large group of strikers coming in here. There is some SAM there, but that's not enough SAM to take out these strikers. I think Green's going to have to bring in these defences into this engagement here, otherwise they're not going to last too much longer. Looks like they had a rocket and it's gone. Must have missed that part. Super Crumpets is finding another way across, so they do have this area here, but they're also wanting to find another way. And also, didn't they have a navy? They do, it's there. And Super Crumpets is here. Super Crumpets is kind of everywhere at the minute. Right, so the AI is still alive as well, which I almost didn't realise. Sort of just about surviving here. Green has given up the game as well. He's gone now. And Cayenne is able to push forward against both Super Crumpets and potentially Not Human when he's ready. So Super Crumpets force set up defences for SAM units here in preparation for an attack, and we also have 3 rockets being built by Not Human. How is his economy doing? I'll have a quick check on the economy for everyone that's left in the game. Not Human is at 1,660. Stormer is at 300. To be fair, he's the one on the island over here. He's doing pretty good for a single island. Boar is on 1,000. Super Crumpets is on 800, and the AI is doing terrible on 290. Now, although Red has a larger income, I think Cayenne has somewhat of a larger army. That, or it's just grouped together. And Red just hasn't got the ability to group theirs together enough yet. I can definitely see that Red's got a larger production. Super Crumpets has taken off their defense. Oh wait. Jan just decided to quit. And so did Super Crumpets. That leaves the entire bottom part of the map suddenly empty. So who does that leave now? That leaves the AI, Not Human, and Stormer. Okay, I think this is more of a point where it's just waiting for yellow to be discovered. Now, obviously I was playing this game, but I lost about halfway through, so I wasn't quite sure how this ended. And I was very curious. So, we're just gonna... I'm pretty sure it's obvious how that's gonna go, so I'm gonna fast forward the rest of the game. Right, about ×8, we can see the large force is coming into this section here. We have 3 rocket silos there, but I don't think that not human can fund them. And I keep forgetting, there we go. Oh, he does have a fair amount of money. It might be that I can't see them. Or he's just not producing the rockets. We got a ton of navy yards being produced here. And they're just building transport boats. He's not going to go with cruisers or anything. He's just going to try and keep dropping his units there. And we do have a submarine protecting them as well. So that submarine's going to be highly valuable if they can keep it in the way. And what about down here? The AI is good. No, it's not gone. How is the AI still alive? We've also got him running around down here. Okay, that fine Stormer is doing really well, and the AI is over here right now somehow. But I don't think he's going to survive very long. That Storm guy, though, he is running around like crazy, trying to find anywhere to get a foothold in, and he's just distracting up north. The AI has now lost. It is now oh, there we go. It's ended. I think Yellow decided to give in the game. But that would have been quite fun if he could have turned the game around somehow. Especially if Not Human was spending so much money on quite a few random things. It's where you could end up winning due to overconfidence. But yeah, I thought that game was quite interesting. We knew that Not Human had a good advantage at the beginning, but he did have quite a few confrontations. Let me know what you thought about the battle and what people could have done better. So, there's 2 videos on screen right now. Feel free to click on one, and, well, I'll see you there. Thanks for watching.